So in this video we are going to be learning how to look up codes that pertain to surgery. So the main thing you have to identify here is what type of surgery is this patient having. If the procedure itself, if you can't find it in the Encoder Pro, then you have to take it down to a basic root word. So for example, thoracentesis, it's a surgical puncture of the lung, the pleural cavity, to remove fluid of the chest wall. So again, if you don't understand what a procedure is, it's very important for you to Google and search for the terminology and kind of read what's going on, what are they doing, and where in the body is this happening, because you'll see here in a minute I'm going to search for thoracentesis and I won't be able to find it. So the next root or code would be puncture, because that's actually what they're doing. It's a surgical puncture, so they're actually going to puncture the lung to remove the fluid. But I did put that definition there so that you would understand. If you can't find the actual terminology, you have to look it up and find out what the root word is, or what exactly are they doing. They're puncturing. So we're going to copy thoracentesis first, coding, current procedure coding expert, CPT codes, and then index. And I search, and again nothing is coming up. And if I go down to that section to see if we can locate it, there's nothing there. So that tells me that I need to look a little, search it with a different word. So I'm going to come back up, reset. So we set puncture. And notice you get two options here. It didn't say anything about aspiration, so we are going to do just puncture. And here's puncture, and the lungs are located in the chest area. So our question didn't say anything whether imaging guidance was used, so I'm going to select without, and it gives us two ranges, 32554 and 32556. And this says thoracentesis, needle or catheter, aspiration of the pleural space without imaging guidance, and then 32556, pleural drainage percutaneous with insertion of indwelling catheter. Well, our question didn't say anything about inserting a catheter, so we know that that's not it. So the correct code would be 32554. Okay, for the next one, number 2, electrodesiccation basal cell carcinoma. So what are they doing? Electrodesiccation is the destruction of probably some skin lesions that she has that have the basal cell carcinoma, which we know is a malignant cancer. So again, we need to verify that we know all this terminology, and if we don't, always Google it to find out what's going on. The location this is happening is in the face, and it's about 1 centimeter. So let's look and see if we can find electrodesiccation. And it is there. And it gives us this range, but look at the range. It's 11000 through 17286. So that is pages and pages of codes that we'd have to look through to find out where, or to find our code. And then it does have lesions, so that, let's take a look at that. But then it says penis, and our location is the face. So we know that this search is not going to work. So the next option, we did say that electrodesiccation is destruction. They're destroying the lesions on the skin. So we're going to do destruction. And then the next clue is it is in the skin, so we're going to look at skin lesions. And then we know that they're malignant because the question said basal cell carcinoma, and so we know that that is a malignant cancer. So it gives us 17260 through 17286. So let's take a look and see. And it says destruction, malignant lesions, and then it's the trunk, arms, and legs. So we need to come down, and this is the scalp. And then now we finally get to the face, but we're looking for, this is where the 1 centimeter comes into play. So lesion diameter 0.5 centimeters or less. That's not it. So 17281, lesion diameter 0.6 to 1.0 centimeters. So this would be the correct code. 17281. Okay, number 3, complicated bilateral repair of recurrent inguinal hernia. So what are they doing to this patient? They're repairing a hernia, so repair will be our term to search. And we said it was a hernia, and we know it's not in the abdomen, so I'm going to close that. Epigastric, femoral, incisional, and inguinal. So it's not an initial, it said it was a recurrent, and they didn't say they used any type of guidance on it, so we know it's not this one. Incarcerated or strangulated, those two have the same code, so let's take a look at 49520. Repair recurrent inguinal hernia, any age, reducible. And then the other one was repair recurrent inguinal hernia, any age, incarcerated or strangulated. So our question didn't give us this information, so I'm going to go with 49520 for my answer. Okay, the next thing we need to take a look at on this same question is that it said bilateral. So how will we tell the insurance that it was bilateral, that it happened in 2 places? It wasn't just on the right side or the left. Here you'll see the modifier. It's telling you this code may require a modifier. So if I click on the modifiers, it's going to take me to the modifiers associated to the 49520. And if we keep looking, we'll see that bilateral procedure is modifier 50. So in order for our code to be correct, we have to add that modifier there. Okay, so number 4, biopsy of anorectal wall via proctosigmoidoscopy, examination of the rectum, and may include examination of portion of the sigmoid colon. So what are they doing? What are they doing to this patient? They're performing an examination. Of course, they have to get to the location before they can perform the biopsy, and so they're performing an examination. So, and it does come up, so let's take a look. And they said that it was a biopsy, so 45305. Proctosigmoidoscopy, rigid with biopsy, single or multiple. So that looks like it's our code. (45305). Okay, number 5, mastectomy for gynecomastia, right side. So our key term here is mastectomy. Gynecomastia right here, 19300. The code is 19300, but now we have to look at the modifiers to identify the right side. Okay, so here are all the possible modifiers, and this is where it can get a little tedious. because we're looking for the one that will identify the right side of the body. And so RT, right side, used to identify. Okay, so again, you might have to page through, but all these modifiers are a possibility for this code right here. So right side is what we're looking for. So RT would make it correct. Okay, if you have any questions, please give me a call. I'll be happy to help.